Coach Bassett. First things first, congratulations.
Thank you.
Bo Bassett went brick in a dryer a couple, 5-6 times this week. The physicality of Bo Bassett. How do you teach such physical wrestling to a sophomore in high school?
Bo's like, the craziest part about it is Bo's such a, I don't want to say teddy bear, but such a nice kid off the mat. And then he makes that mental switch in his head, and he's able to turn it on and off. It's crazy. He's super physical, and the greatest part about it is he wrestled 113 here last year, and he's all the way up to 138 this year, and he wants to keep getting bigger and stronger, and he's all in on that. So it was great. I mean, he probably had the best year of training of his life. People question why did he take Fargo off, and we had a plan, and the plan was for him to get as big and strong as he could. Just keep developing his offense, and that's what he did. And man, I'll tell you what, I've recommended to everybody.
I asked, how big can you get? I said, can you go up and manhandle 157s? He's like, never thought about it, but probably, right? He didn't say it, but he's like, I'm confident I could.
Sure.
How big?
Well, so basically right after the U20s, he had he went to his pediatrician, and we basically asked, like, where's he at in his growth, in his growth plates and stuff. And actually right before Fargo, he broke his arm. And at the doctor's appointment, they looked at his arm, and they said, that his growth plates are wide open. And that gave him, I think, the confidence and the extra motivation to go all in, get as big as he can. And that's what he did. And, and we partnered up with Dustin Myers and Max Efford, and Dustin and I, we put together a plan for him, and he's followed it to a T, and he's getting super strong, super big, and he's loving life right now. He's explosive and loving it.
I look at like a Cade Ziola. Cade Ziola is just going to be this big, gigantic, massive giraffe, right? Bo's not that, and your wife's not big. You're not a big guy, right? So that's genetics, right?
Sure.
Tim Ziola's a big, gigantic monster.
He is.
So, right, like, how big can the kid get? You said you went to the pediatrician, but how big? Where does he top out?
I don't think he's going to get too much. Maybe a little bit bigger than me. I'm 5'8", so maybe 5'9", 5'10". We're hoping, right? But I mean, I guess God's the only one that knows that. But we're going to continue to go until he plateaus out, and then we'll check and see where he's at, and we'll go from there. So right now, he's just going to continue to get big, strong, and keep developing, and see how big he can get and see how strong he can get.
Crushers.
Yes.
They're out of PIAA jail.
They are.
They can compete at the Giant Center for a title this year. Is it AA?
It's AA.
You're
yes.
AA, so you can win a AA title.
Yes.
Are you one of the states that doesn't keep score or something weird like that, or a team scores? It's something weird like that.
No, Pennsylvania, you can win a dual meet title, AA and AAA, and you can also win the individual.
So okay,
title.
you guys don't do. I mean, some of these states don't keep a team. Do you know that?
I did it.
That's a thing, and I'm like,
silly.
wait a minute, the NCAA keeps a team score.
Yes.
That's where we're all trying to go, right?
Yeah,
It blew my mind. That's a thing.
Yeah, and the kids
and they're
love
like,
it.
well, what do
They're
you
excited
mean?
for it.
What do you mean? That's individual stuff. I'm like, no, that's still a team. Okay,
Sure.
They keep a team score here, right? So you guys can win. You win a dual title. You can win a tournament title.
It's gonna be hard. Faith Christian is a school from out east. They're very, very good.
Quakertown.
Out towards that way, yeah. I think they're right around.
I think
there.
they're Quakertown.
Philly, out towards Philly, and they're a great group of dads, coaches, kids, and nothing but respect for them. Our kids know that they have a huge task ahead of them. Coach Howard Forrest, he's the head coach, and we talk about it all the time. And we know in order for us to be able to take Faith Christian, we got to put everything together, and we got to be ready to go. I mean, we got some head-to-heads with them here and there, and they're good. They're good from 107 all the way up to heavyweight, whereas we have a little bit of holes, but we think we can make up some distance. We outplaced them here, but they didn't have a couple of their hammers in the lineup, and we know that. So, we're not resting on anything. We know that they're the team to beat, and, we like playing that underdog rule, so we're excited.
December 21st, there's a dual meet between the 22-time defending state champions in Division II Ohio, St. Paris Graham,
Sure.
and the Crushers
Yes.
of McCort. I got two predictions. I got an 8-6 and an 8-6. Both said 8-6 Crushers, and then Jack said 8-6 Crushers.
Wow.
Give me some insight in that duel with Graham.
So it was such a great opportunity. St. Paris Graham. So Bo and all the boys been going out to Jeff Jordan since they were little kids, and Jeff Jordan's a great guy. And so basically, we always played around with Jeff, always saying like someday we're going to have a team good enough to compete with Graham. We'd walk in and all the banners would be up, and we would be like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like they've won like 21 straight state titles. we always messed around with Coach and said, hey, someday we're going to have a team to compete with you. And he'd always say, hey, we'll wrestle you, but you got to come out to Graham first. So it even gets better than that. It's going to be at Ohio State University. That's where the duel's going to be. It's going to be middle school and high school. We had a lot of head-to-heads with them this weekend, and they are super tough. They're just like a Faith Christian. They're good from 107 all the way through heavyweight. They are rock solid. We know that, on paper, some people might think that we're a favorite because we do got some nationally ranked guys, but they're solid across the board.
And you got 2 forfeits.
We do.
So that's why it was even 8-6. They're like, it's really going to be.
And they have some really good guys, and we match up well with them, and they match up with us. And that's why, their coach was really, really eager to take it. And, so we're basically, that day, we're taking a couple charter buses out to Ohio State, going to wrestle them, bang with them. And the bottom line is it's a win-win for both programs. It's a win-win, and I think our school district and their school district's trying to make it an annual event, and something that we're gonna look forward to every single year.
My college roommate's the superintendent down there.
Wow.
So I got an inside track with Chad Lensman. Shout out to Chad Lensman.
And he's been doing great. I know he's been talking to
good guy.
Mr. Smith, and Mr. Smith and Chad's been on. They've been putting everything together. There's a lot of moving parts to it and logistics behind it, and they've done an amazing job. And Chad's a great wrestling person, so he's
a state qualifier for Coach Jordan.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, then he's all in on the program, so he loves it.
Yes, and his cousin and him. I live with him and his cousin. Cousin's a state placer.
Oh, wow.
I probably owe him a big hug and an apology for being such a horrible roommate. But all right, you got anything else for me? I can see that we're getting we're getting the let's go here.
No, I just excited. I'm excited to for these kids. I'm excited for them to get back and compete. I'm excited just to be here and be able to help these kids fulfill their dreams. And like I said, Coach Howard, he's the head coach right now, and he's doing an amazing job. And I'm just happy to be a part of everything, and excited for the Crushers moving forward.
Coach Bassett, thank you for the time. Good luck moving forward.
Thank you so much.